Good morning, KidCamp small group leaders. We're so excited to see you on Tuesday morning. I just wanted to go over a few things with you. Usually we do a training the Sunday before KidCamp begins, but I know it's July 4th and many of you will probably be away. So I just wanted to go over a few things. You're going to be getting a folder in your small group leader bag, which is right here. This is your small group leader bag. Your folder will be in it. And we talked before about the lunch and share activities that you'll do on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And so in here are directions, instructions, a script that's really not for you to read. It's just to use as a guide. I know that the Lord will give you your own words and your own thoughts, but each day has an activity for you to go through with the kids for just 5 to 10 minutes at lunch to make an investment in these kids' faith. So first of all, thank you for listening to that nudge that you had from the Lord to make a difference here at KidCamp 2021. And I personally think being a small group leader is probably one of the biggest investments you could make here at church. Working with kids is one of the greatest investments you can make. And that's why we feel really strongly about placing adults or older kids in younger kids' lives to make a difference for them, to nurture them in the faith, to have faith conversations with them, to encourage them, to teach them, to just walk alongside them. And that's really what you're doing at KidCamp as leaders. You're going to be going from group to group, station to station. You're going to be visiting their tracks with them. You're going to be making memories and building the faith in the lives of the next generation. And so I just want to talk to you for a few minutes and give you an overview of what you'll be doing. And each day there is a lunch and share. I will be giving you the overview today and also doing day one so you understand what that first devotional will look like. If you want to pick up some flyers that have the directions for days 1, 2, 3, and 4 and take that home with you, you can get that on Sunday at the table outside, which will also have your t-shirts on it. If you can't be there, you can also pick it up Tuesday morning at KidCamp. So, first of all, as I said, you'll have your bag and you'll have your folder. In your folder will be your schedule. It will be the list of kids that you are going to be the small group leader for, and it'll have the map of where to get and where to go at what time. So those 3 things will be in there. And then when you open it up, you'll also see devotionals for each day, just to have this faith conversation with the kids. You're making an impact on them. When you said yes to be a small group leader, you said yes to influencing these kids' faith. I'll be praying for you. We're all praying for each other. And we know that where we're weak, God is strong. So we have nothing to worry about because He will give you what you need in this role. And it'll be a great time. And He grows our faith through it also. So day 1. Day 1's lunch and share is God is with us so we can trust God. And so day 1, I'm going to put this down and show you what you're going to have. You're going to have a piece of paper to ask somebody to crumple up, and you're going to have a cup. You're going to put it in here, but you have to make sure it's really securely fit. And you're going to talk to the kids and have a conversation with them about what they see in the cup. And of course, they see a piece of crumpled paper. But what they don't see is the air around it. And just talk about the things that we don't see and how it's hard to trust in the things that we don't see. And then each of you at your small group, you're going to be given a pail of water. And if you do it right, when you put this cup in the pail of water, the water's going to come out dry. So I'm going to do it. But when you turn it upside down, make sure this is fit very, very snugly. And make sure that you put it in the pail straight down and then straight up. So let's try it. And we can talk about what we just did, how it was in wet water. And you can tell because it's dripping. But we can take the paper out and ask what happened to it. And if it works the way it did for me, it's totally dry. And we can talk about what protected it. It was the air around it that's invisible. And we don't see God. Sometimes it's hard to trust what we don't see, but He is there. He's omnipresent. And we can talk about that with the kids, how He is around them. And when they come to know Him and follow Him, His Spirit lives in them. And so they can know that they don't live a day of their life without the God of the universe surrounding them and filling them if they're a Jesus follower. And so this paper is completely dry, and it's just a fun little activity to do with the kids to have some faith conversations. On day 2, you're going to be talking to the kids. Oh, I want to go back to day 1. On day 1, you're also going to be talking to them and introducing to them day sightings, which are footprints. And we have a map out in Fellowship Hall that they're going to get to stick these footprints on the map. When they see God at work, it could be through creation, it could be through a hug from a parent, it could be through the love of a small group leader. Any ways that they see God throughout the week, they're going to be asked to write this during their small group lunchtime and then to go stick it on the map outside Fellowship Hall. So we'll get a chance to just see God at work throughout the week through the kids' eyes. And this is just something really crucial, I think, to kids being aware that God is with them. Okay, now, day 2 is about God knowing and meeting our needs. And for day 2, you're going to have this little heart, and you're going to have a pen that only shows up when it glows with this glow light on it. And we're going to talk more about that when we do it together. But this pen will represent a need, and they're going to write it on their hearts. And then they're going to see that the only way that they can see this work is through the glow light that's on the top. So you'll get to do that with me and see that with me on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we're going to talk about how we can trust God also because He is our strength and He gives us what we need. And so on day 3, I don't have it with me, but you're going to have a pair of gloves. One is going to be strong and one is going to be weak. And the strong one is going to be very stiff and not really useful. And we're going to talk about even when we're weak, that's when God is at work, that we can see Him the most, because our hand in the glove is what makes the glove strong. And so we're going to be talking about Christ in us is what gives us strength. And it's a great illustration. On day 4, it's the last day. God saves us and He guides us so we can trust God. And you're going to have a book to read with the kids. Some of you will have big ones. We don't have big ones for every small group leader, but every child's going to get a small one. And you're going to learn more about how to do this. But as you use this plastic striped paper and you move it slowly over the illustrations on each page, the illustrations kind of come to life and they move along with your movement. So it's just a neat little illustration. And it talks to the kids about how they can come to know Jesus as their Savior and why we can have joy in us. So I hope that helped a little bit. Again, we're going to meet on Tuesday immediately following KidCamp after the kids have left after 1:30, just for a 10-minute discussion, and we're going to go over each day's activity so that you can feel sure and know what you're going to do. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. We will be here on Sunday, July 4th, with a table outside of the building with your shirts. And if you would like to get a small group leader guide, you can get it then. In the back of your small group leader activities is also a little pocket guide for small group leaders with just different pointers on building these relationships with the kids. So thank you again for being an integral part of KidCamp 2021. We're so blessed by you. See you Tuesday.